Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Stellaris, as we, the Dar Hesh, take the messengers of Paradisium through to greatness. And in the process, we're forming a totally legitimate trade organisation, as you are well aware. We're still losing Federation XP, unfortunately, because of our various opposing ethics. It's causing us some issues. We do have an envoy assigned, so we are gradually gaining a little bit of cohesion, but because our current cohesion is low, it's not amazing. I'd like us to change across to a random succession type in order to try and boost some of the cohesion. And because the Kirim Enterprises are with us on this, I think that that we're going to succeed with that. The question is whether or not they're going to have the Creptilian Trade Union are going to have a larger weight than we do in terms of actually following it through. We've been building up our... Here we go. Yeah! Vote to change random succession type succeeded. Thankfully, because we have the Kirim Enterprises directly underneath us, we're in a perfect place in order to lead this forwards. So that will definitely be helping with our general cohesion. And now we're gaining 0.8. In reality, it's going to take us a while to get this up, but at the same time, we're not taking it any further down, so we are definitely going to get a benefit in the long run. Now, our New Eden is in the process of being constructed. That in itself is not going to stop us carrying on exploring, and we wanted to potentially move down towards Dradim over here as the next big place to get. Unfortunately, the Everite Horde are moving at quite a pace in order to expand their borders. Another very, very primitive civilization has been discovered. It's not going to be anywhere near us, so I'm not actually caring enough about them yet. They're all the way down here. We can't bring them into the family just yet. Later on, further down the line, I think it will be possible. But for now, we'll just have to leave it as it is. Population growth has succeeded at just the right time. That's going to be just in time for our new colony. So, do we go for ground defense planning? Prepare for defensive wars to start off with and then gradually move forwards. It will give us a bit more naval capacity on places that we have soldier jobs, so it's not necessarily a terrible plan. Alternatively, we could use an alien zoo on our home planet to use up some of those consumer goods and get some research, some more unity and amenities. I like the sound of that, actually. Let's go for that. It's going to be 38 months, by which point we should hopefully be in a position to build another... Well, no, we won't. Because we're going to be resettling some of this population across onto New Eden.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
Go ahead and research that ship debris, Roland. I'm sure you'll be able to find something worthwhile for the family.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
And over in Akenar, Jarsin has found another anomaly, colossal impact crater. It hints that something big collided with the surface of the moon. Well done, Jarsin. That's an amazing observation. Way to go, mate. Just as a reminder, we do have this drill rampage over here. We are sending our construction ship across to have a look at that.
A system survey has concluded.
Awesome, we are done with Tiber. We're almost at a point where we could claim a new system as well, which would probably be Rotanev if we were to do that. So a large mineral-rich asteroid has collided with Achenar at some point during the previous 1,000 years, which must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the moon in the vicinity of the impact crater. Well, that's good to see. And over in Tvak 2, down the south, there's clear evidence a massive space battle took place in close orbit at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface of one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapons blasts, and scans from the Testament and Skin have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though the wrecked ships are in poor condition, the fact that anything remains after the damage must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Roland is preparing an expedition to sift through the derelict hulls. Yeah, that's definitely worth doing. So, do the research, then carry on surveying, and then come on to Angatnar. Yeah, the choices for our expansion are going to be going through Sol via Dradim, and then so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get down to Dradim. Or we can head off our ally over here and take Rotanev.
A study has been completed.
And I think Rotanev is actually going to be the smart move. Okay, with UV lasers, I think we're going to start needing more power. Ooh. And cold fusion reactor will give us more advancements in different fields. So yeah, let's go for that. It's going to be 54 months, so it's not going to be a quick one to get. But it's only a couple of years in the grand scheme of things.
Construction venture completed.
Lovely. Let's get the starbase here. So you've got it pre-planned out. And Eranes. Lovely, lovely starbase that it is.
A special project is complete.
Now this Eranes station is going to become our trade hub. We'll keep up the modules in just a moment. So we managed to stop the excavator. That's all the way over up here in Firam. Before it broke down. It's a remarkable piece of machinery with a smooth surface covered in diamonds. First glance, the whole drill seems like one solid piece, but it's simply so well put together you cannot notice the grooves and joints. Our engineers will be able to reverse engineer some of the technology. Hey! This potentially gives us geothermal fracking. Okay. Well, let's bring you back down towards Sol, because we're not really looking to expand around this neck of the woods. And Eranes Station, we want to make sure we've got at least 100 alloys for when you finish and move up there. We could potentially get another shipyard, but I think trade hubs are where we need to be going for now. Okay, construction finished there, so you're on your way up to Rotanev now. And that's why our alloy level has dropped.
A system survey has concluded.
Get one trade hub on the go, please.
A special project is complete.
Okay. Team under Science Officer Roland has finished their expedition on Tvak 2 and returned to the Testament of the Skin. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of the vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years, and there are yet things to discover. permanent science outpost in orbit would be a great boon. That's a lot of engineering research that we've just gained. That is a hell of a lot. Let's have a look at our technology. So that's moved us significantly closer to our L-Gate research. In terms of the amount of engineering research, yeah, so we've got 350. Yeah, that's a big jump. It was not immediately apparent at the time, but the recent survey carried out by the Testament of Earthskin seemingly sparked a breakthrough in the ongoing studies of the mysterious L-Gates as well, where the report filtered back to the scientific community on Paradisium. So that's given us an additional L-Gate insight. So we're going to be up to 4 out of 7 in a very short space of time.
Survey has concluded.
It's worrying that they've taken Unatra there. The good news is with them taking these systems, it will make it easier for us to take it from them. How that'll actually pan out in the grand scheme of things, I don't know precisely. But hopefully Sol will be examined in short time. Oh, the Everite Horde are continuing to insult us. That is such a shame. You're actually finished there, aren't you? Come up here and carry on surveying around in this direction. Can't have you sitting there doing nothing for the family. Our cohesion is improving, but obviously we're not going to get any Federation XP until we are there.
An unusual phenomenon has occurred.
And another primitive alien civilization in Tveklik. Okay, well, we'll ignore them. There is an anomaly, however. Primitive Vikings out in existence on the Ashy Plains are remarkably similar to the ones we discovered on another tomb world in the same system. So yeah, research the differences between them. I think as our construction ship comes back down in these areas, we'll buy more metals. In fact, I could do that now so we can reinforce our ships. Let's get those underway. How is New Eden doing? It's getting there. It's getting there. Right. So the primitive industrial culture locked in global war on the surface of Sol 3. Two large alliances of nation states are fighting each other with massive numbers of armoured land vehicles, atmospheric aircraft and ocean-going naval vessels. Some of these states are on the cusp of unlocking atomic power, which could radically increase the destructive potential of this conflict. Oh, we're definitely going to have to take Sol. If they're in... Wait, that's...
Construction venture completed.
That's the humans. As the Dar Hesh on the planet Continuum, we have humans. We have humans as our, well, subservient species. I guess we must have abducted them from here initially. Well,
Construction venture completed.
in that case, it would be best if we were to bring them into the family. That's what I think. Over in Diskia, we have encountered even more aliens. The Psi aliens. That's probably going to be, yeah, quite far away in terms of our distance, just because of our sensor range. Through the clandestine procurement of some of the primitives' remains, Science Officer Roland has made an intriguing discovery. The aliens on Tuvok 3 and Tuvok 4 are in fact recently diverged species with the same origin. By scanning the ruins left behind on both planets, the Testament of Skin has concluded that both species originated on Tuvok 4. where they flourished into an early space age civilization. Sometime after colonizing Draklik 3, their society fractured, and an interplanetary nuclear war broke out between the new colony and its home planet. In the cataclysm, both planets were ravaged by fallout, and the nuclear winter that followed plunged their inhabitants back into the Bronze Age. That is unfortunate for them. RNS Station, you have another trade hub on the way.
A system survey has concluded.
Let's get the mining stations, then the research station, and then we can decide where we're going to go next. I think it will end up being Sol. But for the moment, you'll be nice and busy. Over here, let's carry on surveying the dust clouds. That's going to be quite expensive to upgrade you. What technology have we got on the way? We're going to get Cold Fusion Reactor in 39 months. I'll wait to get that before we upgrade our fleets.
An anomaly has been discovered.
An anomaly in the Sol system? Sensors are reporting a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field. Okay, let's actually have a look into the Sol system. Just in case we happen to recognize any land masses. Well, I mean, it certainly looks like Africa and Europe, doesn't it? Don't worry, we'll take very good care of them. We'll bring them in, we'll enlighten them, and set up a good, solid franchise. Over here, we've got trade route set up? Yes, we do.
A system survey has concluded.
How much will it cost us to get that? That's going to be, where is it? 100 for the off-world trading company. Okay. Let's have a look at this. We've discovered the fossilized remains of a gargantuan gastropod, matching no previously encountered life form, trapped within a huge block of ice. Its eyes glare fiercely ahead, tentacles reared and muzzle twisted into a gruesome grimace, as if locked in a silent shout. The creature displays no apparent signs of sapience. Unfortunately, we currently lack the technology to bring it back to life. We don't really need... Let's have a look at our research level. We don't need the influence that could give us. Putting it in a museum would save us a bit of time on the alien zoo. It would save us a month. But I think let's extract and store a DNA sample for future use. I expect we're going to regret this, but if we can find some way of weaponizing it for the benefit of the Dar Hesh, I think that would be the ideal way for us to go. You are almost down in Sol.
Construction venture completed.
There's still a lot of things to actually do in Sol, so it's going to be a while before you can finish that up. And because of that, I don't feel bad about us getting an off-world trading company up at RNS.
A system survey has concluded.
We can afford to sell a lot of those, and we can buy some more metals, and I think we'll get more ships on the go. Now, this anomaly, Cordenian in the Sol system, has found an asteroid that's littered with metallic debris. Alright, go have a look at that. There's no way we're going to make it down to Drayden before they come up. Yeah, they're fleeing the space amoeba. That's not a surprise. One day we will do something with the space amoeba. The asteroid was evidently used as a junkyard by someone at some point in the distant past. All manner of discarded machinery and metallic refuse have been deposited inside the asteroid's weak gravity well, being slowly pulled into the jumble of debris that now covers the surface. There's nothing of particular value to be found here, but a lot of metal could be salvaged by a mining station. Okay. Yeah, it's turning into a veritable pack of research down there. Another L-gate in sight has been unlocked. Okay, we need to start moving up with our general research. So we'll go for Starholds. This is going to allow us to expand our trade empire with another 2 distance added on to our trade hub. We'll be able to reach quite a lot further. Direct station will be able to reach all the way to Vestalius at that point. And Eriness, of course, will be able to make it to Nifra. So Mobian has some unexpected activity from an isolated point on Mobian 5's frozen surface. Have a look at that.
An unusual phenomenon has cropped up.
Repeated scans of Bastra's surface are giving inconsistent sensor readings. This is Rosen, who is just up here. Almost as if the planet itself is in a constant state of upheaval. Let's see if we can find out some knowledge about that. Governor Merson has gained a level. New Eden still isn't built, which is a bit of a shame. Ooh, hang on. We can see potential systems up here. Science ship Testament of the Deepest Murk came up short with regards to its original mission of investigating possible activity on the frozen surface of Mobian 5. There's seemingly nothing of note but ice and rock. However, Science Officer Jarson, a self-proclaimed gourmet chef and history buff, claims to have made an important discovery. A chemical compound found in the surface ice layers in several regions of Mobian 5 is allegedly, supposedly, closely related to Dar Hesh stellar salt, an ingredient integral to many traditional Dar Hesh dishes and thought extinct on Paradisium. It has long been speculated that Dar Hesh stellar salt was never native to our homeworld, but was brought to the surface by some meteorite impact in the distant past. Science Officer's discovery on Mobian 5 lends some credence to the theory, though Jarson leans heavily on properties described in ancient cookbooks predating modern chemistry to prove the saline connection. Whether the salt, analysed and synthesised, actually tastes like the Dar Hesh stellar salt of old is ultimately of little consequence. Just the idea of traditional foods now possessing more historically accurate flavour profiles is bound to stimulate the economy and the palate. That's really, really cool. Everyone loves a little bit of salt added to their food. And this is what I was expecting. We've received communique from previously unknown spacefaring empire, calling themselves the Yumkera Interstellar Autocracy. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on our conversations with another empire. Okay. On Abound Warriors military dictatorship. This means we can set up a branch office with them. I bring greetings from Grand Marshal Order Bowspirit, the undisputed ruler of the autocracy. We wish to learn more about your species, which martial techniques do your warriors employ, given your fascinating biology. Yeah, let's go for the full spiritual welcome. May the spirits bring you to your goals, and may they also give us an opportunity for a branch office. So this would cost us quite a lot of money, but it is an investment. The extra distance between our empire and theirs is what adds to the extra cost. So if we were to sell everything, we still don't quite have enough. But soon we will. Ooh. Now this is interesting. As more and more spacefaring civilizations establish formal relations, the galaxy is becoming a vibrant and lively place. To avoid tragic misunderstandings, an increasing number of diplomats have called for the establishment of a new organisation, a community, if you will. Yes, we will join the galactic community. We can only really influence stuff if we're directly involved, so it seems like a very worthwhile endeavour for us.
A system survey has concluded.
We almost have enough. There we go. This is enough for us to get a branch office. It's going to give us a monthly income of 4, which is not huge, but we can build buildings in order to further expand that. And I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably go for research labs. One of the reasons why I like these, they do cost us a little bit of money, but they give us research without costing us any consumer goods or anything like that. And we could also go for syndicate front corporations for some unity, or we could go for something a little bit more spiritual. But I think for what we have, yeah, they can potentially use the expropriation casus belli against us. Having a criminal branch office set up on your world is not something that most places like. Already it's getting us 5.7. So as soon as we have the money for those labs, well, I say money, it's actually going to be minerals, so it won't take long and we'll be able to afford it. Where is Baster? Baster was over here, so it's not unheard of that we'd be able to reach it, but I don't think it's going to be worth us trying to spend the money. So the very geological structure of Baster 4 is indeed in flux, driven by what Science Officer Rosen assures us is a tectonic process as fascinating as it is esoteric. What's more of interest is we may be able to strategically halt the planet's ceaseless chaotic self-transformation, in short, near-instant stabilisation into something slightly, if not entirely, more habitable. Rosen estimates an additional 200 energy credits would be needed to power a thorough mapping of the activity and determine the validity of a surgical terraforming strike. Oh, it's probably worth the 200 credits. Let's do it that way. So they will have their money for a 50% chance of success. It might turn it into a perfect world for us. Science Officer Rosen reports that Base 4 can indeed be terraformed. A narrow window of opportunity is expected to open shortly as the planet enters a particularly unstable phase of its cycle, lasting a couple of months. Rosen believes that miniaturized explosive charges delivered to the crust and strategic irradiation during the time will halt the changes and stabilize it into a form more sustaining of life. So you're going to go ahead and do that and then return to your survey. It's only going to take 10 days, so we should know the results pretty quickly. Hey, the alien zoo is done. Fleet command limit up. That seems like a very good plan. It's not naval capacity, but it does allow us... Ooh, naval capacity up. That's probably better. Let's go for that. Having the zoo available to be built is going to be pretty cool. I do want that on Paradisium at some point.
A special project is complete.
Tactical terraforming success? Science Officer Rosen is proud to report the basic can now be reclassified as an arid rather than barren planet. Oh, that's not particularly great. The grand experiment has greatly enriched our scientists. Well, okay, we get research out of it, so that it was worth the money we spent to do that, if nothing else. It's not particularly great for us to potentially colonize, though. Down here, you've actually finished all your exploration, haven't you? In that case, I think we might need to bring you back. Wait, is there no way for you to get back at all? Oh no. You're trapped. Okay. Come in here and we'll wait for them to conquer the system, and then you'll end up coming back that way. It's a bit of a shame. With all the construction that's been finished there, how is Sol doing in terms of survey level? Only one more planet to go. Perfect. I think we'll move you up to Marinus in anticipation of taking that soon. There's a lot of different things that we're juggling at the moment, but
survey has
there we go. There is Sol, and we've got just enough to get our starbase outpost. We're going to take the human civilization and we're going to bring them into our family.
Construction venture completed.
Show them the ways of the Dar Hesh and truly enlighten them.
A new colony has been propagated.
Hooray! New Eden has been founded. Now, we want New Eden to be all about the generated districts. Once again, everything is going to be taking the money that we want for the various materials. It would probably do us well if I have a look at our population. If we resettle one person across, that means we're going to need to change our policies to allow forced resettlement. Just to give it a little bit of a boost.
Strange happenings are afoot.
So we will bring across a human, just a regular worker. Now they might not be happy about that, and we can change the policy potentially in the future. But it's definitely worth us doing it to give New Eden that little boost, and it hasn't cost us anything on Paradisium because of the population level there. Science Officer Johnson has found an anomaly. Yeah, go ahead and research that. So, New Eden itself. Let's get a generated district on the go now. It is going to cost us the materials that we wanted to go into our branch office. But it's worth us spending them in that way. Our Empire Sprawl is getting quite large.
Construction venture completed.
Ooh. Okay, the research aid, we can't afford it at the moment, so I would love us to be able to do that. But we're not interested at the time. We might come back just as soon as we have the money. We've got a pretty strong economy, all things considered. After the study of Pathron 5 has concluded, Science Officer Jarson reports that they found the planet to be unusually rich in minerals. This discovery was made, possibly in large part, thanks to a certain member of the crew. I think Yeah, let's it's not worth us getting a new scientist, actually. Let's just get the anomaly research speed and discovery chance up on Jarstin's ship. I want to find out how this ocean world looks to the Dar Hesh. Is there the potential for us to colonize it effectively, or is it just going to be a waste of time? And there it is, the galactic community has been born. Today is indeed a great day. Plenty of potential there for different resolutions to be passed over time.
An anomaly has been discovered.
Yeah, go ahead and research that. And just as soon as I've got enough, there we go, we can get our branch office building. So this is our illicit research labs. It's going to increase crime on the enemy world. I say the enemy world, on the foreign nation's soil. And that increase in crime will improve the amount of money we get from it. So there's definitely potential there. We're going to get research and we're going to get extra money in the long term. And just as soon as we can afford to build our next mining stations, we'll go about doing that as well. So while approaching Pathavon 1A, the Testament of Deepest Murk suddenly receives a glancing hit by several passing mass driver rounds. The projectiles are billions of years old, and based on their trajectory, they appear to be stray rounds fired from a neighbouring galaxy. After missing their intended target, they continued on their journey for untold millennia until today. The rounds we've recovered are of advanced design despite their incredible age. It's free experience for us. Speaking of experience, our cohesion is improving for the Federation. Someone's already proposed we form the galactic market. Yeah, I support that. Now, in terms of our galactic weight, we don't have a huge amount for diplomacy, but we can still do a bit. We can still definitely do a bit. I'm wondering if it's worth us actually moving people across now that there is this generator district here. Let's move across a couple of workers. Now they probably won't like it.
A system survey has concluded.
Because no one really likes being resettled, but it is going to allow us to catapult the growth of the planet. And we're losing a fair bit of food now by getting rid of those farmers. That will come back. We still have those jobs available. We just need to get that observation post going. We just need to make sure that we're keeping on top of our resources for a while until the population grows.
Strange happenings are afoot.
Now, over in Parima, we briefly detected some unusual energy readings emanating from the planet. It might be a glitch, or it could be the sign of something more. Go have a look. And in the meantime, I'm just going to check. We've got a fair bit of distance. That's Parima there. A fair bit of distance for us to expand up this way. I think once we're done with the observation posts, though, I do want to move towards Drayden. So we'll carry on pushing this way. Core proposals left, right, and centre. Buzzword standardization, trade value up. That seems like a good thing. Ban organic slave trade. Yeah, we can get behind that. Any empire that kills a Tianki will be considered a breach of galactic law. No, I want to be able to kill anyone that I get behind. We haven't really encountered any Tianki. I believe they're spacefaring entities. But, ooh, look at this. We might be about to finish growing our second colony. That'd be in Vestalis. A micro-singularity recently intersected Parima 1, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it altered the energy output of the planetary claw slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. So there's potential for more science to be done there. It's not a bad thing in itself. That observation post is almost complete.
A study has been completed.
Okay, so technological enlightenment. We are at it again. This time we are working with humans who are already at the atomic age, so this should be really quick. And cold fusion power has been completed. Alright, at this point I want to improve our research, and we're going to want to retrofit our ships just as soon as you are done constructing your new starbase. In fact, we could probably do Ascomia as well. We've got a lot of things that we need to construct down here. Yeah, you come down and do all the mining stations in Sol. We're going to make a big push for Draden.
An anomaly has been discovered.
More anomalies in Parima. A vessel of some kind has crashed into the surface of the asteroid. Wreckage from the craft can still be found in the impact crater. Go and have a look, Rosen. See what you can find for us. Upgrades, yeah, they're going to be really quite expensive. So I might wait until we've claimed a schema. New archaeological site is going to be way outside of our area. Oh, and elections for a new ruler. So Howard has been doing really well so far. He's giving us that little bit of extra naval capacity. But we've also got Merson, Saundon, and wait. Agenda to grow the economy. That's an interesting one. Scientific leap. I'm very happy for Saundon to take over. We're not going to influence it, but obviously, depending on the output, we'll need to make sure that people are doing things. I mean, he says, looking at the testament of the skin that's all the way down here, waiting for them to expand. Yeah, it's not necessarily going to happen, is it? Small scout craft of some kind has ploughed into the surface of the asteroid millennia ago, creating a shallow canyon. There's no visible cockpit on the ship, leading our scientists to believe it was either piloted by remote or through some kind of primitive artificial intelligence. Although it's too damaged to be salvaged, the ship hasn't been picked clean by looters yet. It gives us a little bit of experience as we study the design. And all that, of course, is moving us towards the star holds, which we'll have soon enough.
Construction venture completed.
Okay. Come up here, get this star base. Okay, so our new ruler is an Albanian, Oracle Listhema. Previously, she was the scientist, but now she is the ruler. So we do actually need a new scientist now. Let's get a new one. Okay, who are we going to have? Oh, perfect. Vlammen. Vlammen, you can come in and just take straight over. With Parima finished. Come this way round. And yeah, there was alien vessels in there that we don't really want to be fighting with the science ship. Quite a lot of things going on right now. Once you're done with Sol, actually, come in and build the research station here, because the Testament of Lifeless Sparks is going to be busy building all the ones in a schema. Hey! So, after all the exploration, we did send someone back over here. And Corundian has been excavating. So, the planetary machinery, Iron Eater. Excavation has uncovered fresh samples of the bizarre membranous tissue covering the planet's spanning machinery on New Eden. Through careful analysis, our researchers have concluded that this organic substance appears to be the byproduct of a vicious iron-eating bacteriophage, or terraphage. The alien virus infects a unique species of bacteria, co-opting the bacterium's biological process in order to dissolve the surface of ferrous metal alloys. After this intense chemical disintegration, the virus then absorbs the iron atoms needed to sustain itself and continue its replication. In a bizarre example of xenological parasitism, the ferrophage spreads further and deeper along the old machinery, leaving a trail of biofilm comprised of dead bacteria and slow matter in its wake. That is disconcerting. I'm not sure we need to be digging any further in this, just in case we end up doing something very, very bad. So instead, assist research rather than excavating that site. We are going to stop digging. New Eden, we can afford to get one of those on the go. And let's have a look at what we could do to clear some blockers. They're all going to cost money. Wow, ancient reactor pits. That would be amazing to clear. We would need quite a bit more money. We can get that with just selling those goods. Because getting New Eden prepared for everything is really the way I want to be going. The sooner we can start the population ascending, the more Dar Hesh we'll have. Hey, and our illicit research labs are in place. So we're now getting $9. Yeah, okay, we're getting $7 and 6 of each type of research from our branch office. So it's going to pay its way. It's just going to take a while.
Has concluded.
And with that, I'm afraid we're actually out of time for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. It looks like we've got a potential war on our hands over here, so I will move our various ships across to Pell just as soon as they are upgraded. Let's get them upgrading now, actually. As always, if you have enjoyed this, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Stellaris. See you soon.